Hey guys, here we go into a video on Jermell Charlo versus Jeison Rosario. Now, this is a really interesting fight because I don't actually know all that much about Jeison Rosario. I remember watching his fight against Julian Williams and seeing him pick up on the pull counter against him real early, catch him with that shot a couple times, and I thought he was going to knock him out with that shot within 2 rounds. He was just landing it, as you can see in the clips here. In the beginning of these fights, catching him with the jab there, the right hands to the body, the right hand pull counter there, catching him early with those shots. And I thought he was going to make it an easy night. But as you watch the rest of the film, you'll see how he was able to adapt, and he was able to show a lot of really interesting skills and a very notable ability to set traps and pull counters, moving to the back half of his line to evade his opponent's attacks, while they get stuck on the front foot and set up counters, right? Setting up a pull counter right there with his right hand, and then setting up uppercuts and attacks like this, attacking that position as well. And that's one of the more interesting things about this fight, because I think that Jermell Charlo and Jermell Charlo both suffer from the same technical problem in their ability or their technique, that they don't get to the back foot very well. Now, as we watch Jermell Charlo here fighting Harrison, when he shoots the jab here, his head is still stuck on the front foot when he ends that punch. He's not having the way or the ability to get his weight to the back foot on that count, right? So his head is stuck on the front position, which means his weight is already there, so he's not going to have a lot of power in his right hand. So it's going to be a position that he's going to be throwing a hook out of, right? Not jabbing into. And as you can see there with Tony Harrison pull countering him, moving back and then moving onto the line with the jab. Like I said, because he's getting stuck on the front foot when he shoots that shot, not being able to rotate his weight to the back foot. Now, as Jermell Charlo moves forward here, catching what would have been a timed jab there, and then slipping onto the front foot with the right hand, he's doing an excellent job here. However, he stays on the line here, or in this position, throughout the course of this entire punch, right? Now, the only reason that I want to bring that up is the fact that he's not moving out of that position again, which is something that's consistent with him jabbing here, right, and then throwing the right hand. So both of these punches, he's not finding a way to get his weight out of that position. And that's what I noticed Jeison Rosario was really good at, is attacking that position with his right hand pull counters, as well as his right hand uppercuts, going from the back foot into the front foot with pull counters. So I anticipate that Jeison Rosario will be able to take advantage of this jab with his pull counter, as well as this right hand with his pull counters as well, as Charlo doesn't seem to be able to get out of these positions. Here, going to the front foot, and then getting stuck on the front foot after that right hand here. As well as, this jab here, when he shoots this jab here and gets stuck on there. And I missed it. I think Harrison actually catches him with the shot. But just to highlight how on the front foot he always is, I think the pull counters are going to be really effective against him. And then when Charlo is doing his best work here, we have him stuck on the front foot throwing power shots, right? He's not crossing the line ever with his left hook. He's never making it to the back foot. And that's another one of those tendencies that I think that's going to be a big problem for him. And this is when he's winning the fight, that he's getting stuck in a position like this, when he has the most free reign to change positions, right? To get power into your punches. He's getting stuck on the front foot and just throwing, light left hands, hard right hands, but just tapping left hands, not really getting a lot of power into those shots. And then that last clip is him loading up on his right hand when he's got his opponent hurt, right about to win, and getting stuck on that front foot in this position as well. Again, a very common theme for him throughout that fight with him, not being able to get his weight to the back foot, not being able to pull counter very well, even though he could get on the line and then kind of pull counter with a full beat in between with some of his shuffles. If we're talking about this scene here, this one right here, right? Jab, back, front, right? But on the same beat, not able to draw attacks into pull counters, so it's not really the same like classification. But anyway, not to be like too boxing nerdy about it. But anyway, we're going to see that in the beginning of this fight, Jeison Rosario had a very similar problem, getting stuck on the front foot and eating those jabs there. Getting stuck, Very similar pattern of attack here from Julian Williams. Boom, right? Double jab into right hand to the body, right? A very similar pattern. And we're going to see how Jeison Rosario was able to take that away from him, but also being stuck on the line and eating those pull counters, right? So getting stuck on the front foot there. But as the fight progressed, he started pulling back and getting his way to the back foot, right? And getting off the line for those right hand pull counters from his opponent, right? And then being able to attack that position before Julian Williams could get out of it. Not just with the right hand uppercut here, but the left hook as well. And that's going to be very dangerous because Julian Williams' technique on average is way better than Jermell Charlo's. His ability to transition from the front foot to the back foot and change positions with punches, without punches, is just, he's much, much, much more technically sound. And in that regard, faster than Jermell Charlo. His ability to change positions, and then fight off those positions. But anyway, again, coming forward, right? Showing an excellent pull counter here in this next clip, shooting the jab, pulling the pull counter from him, and then being able to move out of that position and attack that front foot. Again, I think this being able to pull counter the right hand and being able to pull counter the jab, boom, and then being able to set up pull counters, right? And then when the pull counters don't come, when the attacks don't come, being able to set up other attacks, right? And attacking, throwing his left hook off of the uppercut, changing positions, right? But again, the same idea here, being able to draw his weight back and fight off the back foot and draw his way into his opponent, right? Baiting those attacks and then attacking the front foot. Look at how spectacular he looks fighting him on the front foot. Now, I expect a lot of the fight between Rosario and Charlo to be fought very similarly to this pattern of fighting here, with Julian Williams kind of overextending or reaching over, making an attack, getting stuck on the front foot. See how he's stuck there? And then eating some counters. But very similar to that. And many pull counters like this. Excellent pull counter from Jeison Rosario. So I expect a lot of that, a lot of this stuff. The uppercuts I expect also to be very effective at attacking him on position one. And then right into the left hook. But I expect Jeison Rosario to just be, much more technically proficient in the fight, much more able to change positions. I think he's going to have much better defense, an excellent pull counter, and then being able to move off the line for the following attack or possible attack that may come as Julian Williams pull counters his pull counter, right? Just excellent defense there. So I just expect Rosario to have the upper hand. As long as, and again, just excellent work here, baiting the shot from him, right? Baiting the shot, pull countering his attack, and attacking that position one again with a short overhand right shot. And then this is how I ultimately expect the fight to end, is this sequence here. This sequence here. Getting countered over the top as he gets stuck in position one, being able to cross the line on the inside against Julian Williams. As Julian Williams is trying to tie him up, he's throwing a left hook, right, to the body, getting back to position two, and then throwing another right hand into another left hook. All of these attacks being aimed at position one, the position that Jermell Charlo really struggles to get out of when moving through the ring. Even when he throws this left hook here, he doesn't even move his head here, right? Notice when he comes forward, he's going to shoot his jab, his right hand. Well, it's not a jab. He gets on the line, and then instead of jabbing, he slips to the front foot, shoots the right hand, but now his head is here. But instead of being able to bring his weight back when he throws his left hook and plant himself, he drags his foot from all the way back there to basically right where his other foot is, and now he's stuck on the line for this left hook. There's no power in it, and he doesn't cross the line at all, which means that even when he's throwing his left hook, he's going to be in the same position that he was in when he threw his right hand. The same position. His head literally did not move throughout any of those punches, right? All of them, right? Or both of them right there. And I think that Jeison Rosario is going to be just so much better at attacking those positions and pull countering and attacking those positions, just like Harris here could be pulling back here, right? And instead of controlling here, he could be throwing a right uppercut, right? And attacking that position and then throwing a left hook, right? But he just continues to control it. But Charlo, again, open again for being attacked in that position. Right? This is where Charlo feels most safe, right? He has his opponent hurt, and this is his go-to position, right? Right here. This is where he's getting stuck throwing his powers, right here, right? When he's getting the most amount of his effectiveness out of his attacks, he's extremely susceptible to the pull counters. And we've seen that Jeison Rosario is extremely good at baiting and pulling those attacks out. Now, I do expect ultimately for Jeison Rosario to win the fight, probably by knockout, if he can get used to the speed and the tenacity of Charlo early. Because Charlo only has one speed, and that is blasting you. He is just coming to get it. Full power. He's just smashing those punches. Look at all of that, effort, right? The technique, he needs to work on it a little bit, transferring his weight, keeping his heels down, right? Keeping his heels down so he's not throwing this shot and then having to catch up here and then find and transfer his weight, because it's taking him too long to do that. He's not able to change positions and get his head safely off the line, right? And then not really getting his weight into that hook either. But look at how hard he's trying to just blow you out with every shot. Maximum amount of power in those right hands, right? Look at him just launch that thing. He is not playing. So if Jeison Rosario gets caught early, and he very well may, as we saw with as we see here with Julian Williams, right? Julian Williams catches him with some jabs. And I don't know how good Jermell Charlo's cross is, but he's going to need a good cross to fight for position one against this guy, right? But as you can see, Julian Williams able to land these kinds of attacks early, body shots. Maybe he'll be able to set up some overhand rights. But as you can see, it took a while for Rosario to get used to the speed to where he wasn't getting pull countered and cracked. Because even in this clip, he's still getting hit, right? So he's going to need to figure out that speed, come into the ring, warmed up and ready to go, because Charlo is not playing. And to be honest, I like that about him. I think that's really cool, man. He comes in, he's the real deal, He just needs to work on his pivoting, getting his way to the back foot, not getting stuck on the front foot, because he's going to be fighting a guy who can do it all right now. And to be honest, I think beating Julian Williams, that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. That's not to be taken lightly. Even Jermell Charlo beating him, right? I think that Julian Williams has super leveled up since then. I think he's a lot sharper than he was then, a lot better. I think it was kind of a good wake-up call for him. But good props to him for making the adjustment in the fight and catching Julian Williams with that shot. Again, those guys, they come, right? They are going to throw those punches. That's how they know how to fight. All right, you might be a better boxer than me, but you got to be a better boxer than me every day. Every weight transition, you got to be better than me, right? Otherwise, I'm going to catch you, right? Like that Deontay Wilder syndrome. But so they're gonna come to fight, But I think that if he doesn't get knocked out in the first 2 rounds, I think that Jeison Rosario is going to be able to beat him. But I don't know. I don't know how much bigger Jermell Charlo is than Julian Williams either, because I think Julian Williams looked pretty small against Jeison Rosario too. So that was kind of worrisome. And I was doing my film study. Oh, and if you guys are interested in more of the film study, I do 2 full hours on Patreon. Again, it's $20 a month, $20 a month, $20 to sign up. And it really helps me to kind of put more time and effort into all of this as well. So if you appreciate the film studies, you want to check it out, you want to come learn, or say you want to just shoot me a buck or whatever, it all helps and helps me create more content, as it allows me to free up more time in my day to do that stuff. But anyway. Also, if you're looking for personalized film studies and stuff, if anybody in the Patreon wants to show support, and if you're enjoying it or you think that it's something that's been beneficial to you for your boxing or whatever, give me a shout out and let the people in the, I guess, you don't have to. Actually, that's pretty shitty of me. Don't do that, you guys. But anyway, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. it's a lot of fun, I think. Well, I'm having fun. I don't know if everyone's having fun, but I'm having a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.